Welcome to the Industry Insider, brought to you by PromoCorner. Each week, promotional product professionals Meg Erber, Jeff Franklin, and Stephen McFadden, along with special guests, will discuss industry news, trends, and events with a focus on educating the promotional products industry. The Industry Insider, the nerdy news you need to know.
Welcome back to yet another exciting episode of the Industry Insider, your promotional products podcast where you can get all the nerdy news you need to know about. My name is Jeff Franklin, National Accounts Manager with Headwear USA, and I'm joined today by my co-hosts, Meg Erber and Stephen McFadden. But of course, before we get to them, we're going to tell you about our fine sponsors for today. Of course, it's the PPAI Expo coming up in January, so take a listen.
Get ready for excitement, opportunity, and of course, a little promo fun. The PPAI Expo is where the industry goes to build connections and discover insights for a successful year in promo. Exhibits open January 16th through 18th, and the PPAI conference will take place January 15th.
There you go. Who is excited about Expo, first of all, before we get started?
Did you see the back of your head yet?
I wasn't looking. You know, running the thing on the back end. There's other stuff to do during those 30 seconds. Unfortunately,
it's like the guy, the lady is getting her face licked by a dog, and then it's like the back of your head. Does anybody else see that every time? I'm like, it's definitely just that.
Are you sure it's not somebody else that's balding? Because I if it's me, it's got to be somebody that's balding. I'm not sure.
Oh, but yes, I am so excited. I think that will be the first time I see you guys all again in person, and we will be doing an episode of the Industry Insider there. I think on the show floor.
Yeah. Yep. That's the that is certainly in the air. We've done it the last couple of years, so certainly looking forward to doing it again. But this is a special episode for us, guys.
I know. It's very episode. Special. It's a little bittersweet.
Who's going to break it? Do we all break it at the same time, or
Well, so
can I answer the intro question? I'm excited about Vegas.
Stephen, I'm glad you're excited about Vegas, man.
So over the years, there's always been a few people that have come on and kind of educated us about different events throughout the industry. This is one of the times, there's several times where I've actually latched on and be like, oh, I need to talk to that person after the show, or I need to go here. And when Michelle Bell came on earlier this year, she was talking about PSI. We were talking about international trade shows. So after that show, I signed up to go to Germany. So I'll be going to Germany in January for the PSI show, but then I go to Vegas. I have 36 hours home and then straight to Vegas. So I am excited about Vegas, but I'm nervous about a board meeting that I have to sit on the first day I get there. That's about 4 hours long, and I'm going to be double jet lagged. So
lots of coffee, lots of Starbucks.
I have no promo FOMO with you going to PSI at all, Stephen. I've only been begging for it for about the last 8 months and have been told repeatedly, ain't going to happen, Jack. So, all right, guys, I know it's a special and exciting episode, but it's also our last episode of the Industry Insider. Womp, womp, womp. Yep.
It is very bittersweet.
It's also our Thanksgiving episode, which, typically around this time of the year, we'd like to do things we're thankful for. And, so obviously we're extremely thankful for the partnership that we've had with PromoCorner and all of the support that they've given to us on the back end to sort of help us grow. And so, just very excited and blessed to have had the time with you guys doing the Industry Insider.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and as Jeff was saying, as we knew this was coming, we couldn't think of a better time to share this news, because we are so thankful for that opportunity, not only to PromoCorner for the platform, but also all of our guests, which are yes. All of our guests that have helped make us to what we were, and we're so happy that so many people rallied around us over the years. So,
yeah, I'll echo that as well. I know we started this podcast in February of 2019, and I came on, I think, early March, one of your early on episodes. And I feel like ever since then, everything's been so crazy and different, and it's opened up so many doors. And I can't be more grateful to PromoCorner for that. And all the people that I've met and the relationships that I've forged over the last almost 5 years, which is insane.
It's been almost 5 years. I know you guys kind of like glanced at me sideways when I said that yesterday or the other day, but when we were chatting, but yeah, it's been nearly 5 years, just shy of 5 years. I think we started what, Stephen, in February, I want to say, of 2019.
Do you want me to run through some of the data? I've got it.
Why don't you run us through some of the nerdy news of the Industry Insider podcast, Stephen?
All right. So we started February of 2019. You know how normally they're like, the price of gas was this and the price of a gallon of milk. It wasn't that long ago, so I don't think I can do all that. But the amount of COVID when we started was 0. So but we did, this is our 247th episode. We ran some numbers on the amount of recorded time, and it was, you want to take a guess? Well, do you know? I think you might remember, because I think I might have shared it. It's over 6,916 minutes of podcasts.
Stephen, that will be officially the most time I've spent with any customer.
Well, if you think about it,
our business,
Charlie, does that count?
business has multiplied by 6,916 times. We have had over 165 different people as guests, not counting the duplicates. So that's an insane number of unique faces and perspectives from both the distributors, suppliers, service providers. And we have 3 people who actually had come on here 3 times. And they were our long, besides ourselves, and besides Bill, I guess, who would count as well, since he was there in the beginning as well. Danny Rosen, Charity Gibson, and Dale Denham were the three-timers.
You know what? John Cuddy, he could have been on that list, but he skipped out at Promotions East this year, you guys.
Shame on you.
That's right, David. We had a couple multi-guest folks, and I'll try my best to get through some of these. So besides Danny, Charity, and Dale, JGR, Maurice Morris, Kirby, Amelia, let's see, John Cuddy, just shy, CJ, Cliff Quicksell, Jason Lukish, Jason Noakes, Kevin Mullaney, Kevin Walsh, all were multi appearing guests. Chris Russo was also on that list as well. So Russo, thank you. Okay, you have to be I can't even read my own handwriting. Okay?
And you were writing it
on the smallest piece of paper on your desk.
It was what I had. Okay, I'm being resourceful. I've got all my notes right here. I have a binder here that I could have.
Can we get 3M or somebody to send you like some slightly larger Post-it notes?
This is my own fault. Okay, this is no one to blame but myself.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that is just an insane amount of different voices from around the industry that hook me up, please. Yeah, it pens. Like, I don't have enough pens too. That would be great. That's just an unbelievable amount of perspectives and new things we got to hear about and over the years. So since February of 2019 and 247 episodes, which is 4.75 years of doing this, which is awesome.
No.
Yeah, and I actually, just to sort of piggyback on some of the nerdy news there, Stephen, I was trying to pull up some of the analytics on Facebook, and just to try to pull up some of our stats for past episodes, which obviously, if you guys listen to us, you don't listen to the rest of PromoCorner's information and content. They are so content rich. It was actually very difficult to dive through everything to find it all. But I know that we've had over 5,000 unique eyeballs on some of our episodes, and I think the majority of them brought in nearly 1,200 to 2,000 unique eyeballs each episode, which is pretty awesome. So definitely had a good run, and I'm thankful for you guys as well.
Yeah, I'm so thankful. I mean, like I said, when I first started talking, that this has opened up so many doors in a good way, and the doors to the relationships. And I think the biggest one that I'm the most thankful for was when we had Roger on, and he was talking about his book and the promo cares board, and I was like, pick me. And then like a couple weeks went by. I guess that went like over his head, and a couple weeks went by, and he was re-listening and rewatching it, and he reached out to me. He's like, I am so sorry. But then ever since then, this has been about 3.5 years ago at this point. I don't even know, 3 years ago. And I've just hit the ground running with the promo cares board. And I just love what we've been able to do for the industry. As you guys know, the Water for Good fundraiser just ended. We just sent volunteers to Mexico to start our builds. I think when you kind of like peel back all the layers, this all happened because of PromoCorner and because of our listeners and because of our guests, you guys. So thank you all so much. And I'm going to try not to cry right now. My voice is shaken, but you guys, and you too, you guys became my two best friends, like that a girl could ask for. Thank you to your wives for sharing you with me. And a quick memory I want to talk about was when we started doing the gift exchange. And I know how awkward that was probably for the first year, like having to buy another woman a gift. And I felt the same way. I was like all about it. And then I went to go buy this. I'm like, this is really personal. Like I need to get them something that I think that they care about, they like. And it was tough. But I just want to say thank you guys. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you guys for inviting me to be along part of this journey as well. So
I'm also, Stephen, you had mentioned Bill Petrie, obviously, and I think we should definitely bring him up again just because, and hopefully he's still watching or tuning in, but we could not have done this without him, in his days with PromoCorner. And Stephen, taking you down a trip down memory lane, I think you and I were both in he and Kirby's education session at Expo of 2019, where they talked about content creation and starting a podcast or whatever. I can't remember exactly all the details of that particular education session, but it was shortly thereafter. Might have even been at Expo, but I reached out to Bill and talked to him about maybe how we could do something together. And then we reached out to you, Stephen, to sort of be the third chair. And as Bill has mentioned in the past, we were still lacking, that feminine touch, the fourth chair, the all important lady of the podcast. And so we had Meg on as our first guest, and it was going to be a rotating thing where we were going to just have like a different female sort of join the podcast every now and again, sort of like we do with our guests nowadays. And Meg was just so awesome that we had to keep her permanently. It was really just going to be difficult to get, a different person.
I know, I was going to say we know how hard it is. Yeah. With that being said, I remember how nervous I was for that first podcast. I didn't even have podcasting equipment. I barely even use it now, but I had reached out to a friend of mine. His name is Joey Pardo, who does another podcast, and he has interviewed a lot of our guests that we have had on the show. Lauren Lockwood, I think Jason Lukash too. I think there's a couple of the Shark Tank people that we had that he had also had. So it was really funny how it came full circle. And it's unfortunate we never got him on our show, but yeah. So thank you, Joe. Again, this wouldn't have been possible without you either.
Well, the real reason we're ending Industry Insider is because Meg just can't get high-speed internet.
I know. Is it lagging again?
No, but you mentioned the podcast equipment, the microphones and all that good stuff. It's like, yeah, internet's included in there too.
I will say that was the one thing that stayed consistent over the last 5 years was how shoddy my internet has been. So thank you all for still listening to us, even through all those.
One of the things I don't think people know about or is interesting to think about now is when you look at a time period of like, almost 5 years, right? And you start thinking about all the things that have happened outside of the podcast over that time, like, my child is now, how old, right? And so they were 2, I had a 2-year-old or a 1-year-old, right? And then, we've all been through some pretty crazy things. We're all together when, what during tragedy, during losses of family members and surgeries and So it's, COVID, right?
That thing.
I've seen all of your pets and all of your kids and your spouses, and it's just things that you don't think about until you kind of compile it all together and you realize like we've been through a lot of stuff. We've had to record from an airport or a car on the way there or a hospital lobby. It's like
Chick-fil-A.
crazy things.
I had a 1-year-old and a 1-month-old when we started.
Wow.
Yeah.
February of
Crazy.
19. So that would have been.
Meg, can you do the math on your Brady Bunch?
There's too many of them. So whatever, 5 years ago. I had a bunch of kids in college and then one that wasn't even in school. And now I have a second grader and a kid in the Navy, and then all of the rest of them are out of college. So
wow, man, this podcast is as old as my youngest kid. It's crazy.
Yeah. And my hair color has changed a ton. Like a ton.
It has. All right, Stephen, what are some things maybe that you're thankful for? Because I think you're maybe the only person that hasn't gotten a chance to say some things that you're thankful for.
Yeah, so I think it would be a missed opportunity if I didn't say thank you to our families. My wife and kids especially. There's been some odd times where we've had to do this, whether pre-record or while on vacation, technically, even like right now, right. There's things like that have popped up over those years, and it's just, you can't do it without their understanding and support as needed. And even though it's only 20-30 minutes during a day, there's some times, a lot of people don't know, we do a pre-record and we've got 2-3 hours spread out over a day, right? And it's sometimes not at the best times of day, and there's some inconvenience there. So thank you to our families, to my wife, to the kids and all that for understanding, so we can do this as long as we did.
I have to echo that as well. I've been, like vacations, and I want to also say thank you to SNS for letting me kind of express myself and and allowing me to have this platform, and really just giving me the freedom to be able to be myself without worry of saying the wrong thing. And in the beginning I definitely did. And I remember I was freaking out about it. I was like, oh no, I just said we slapped a label on something and that's not true. Do you remember that? I was panicking. It was like before we were even doing video. It's moot. No need to go actually for no podcast or anything. But I know I'm just really thankful for my coworkers for supporting me, and SNS, and our families too. So I appreciate that.
Amanda just brought up one of my favorite episodes about Meg's near-death bridge experience.
Oh man, I still look at that bridge and I'm like, how am I alive?
Just gun it. You can make the gap.
I still can't get over that. That was fun.
Hey, we briefly touched at it, but out of curiosity, what are some things, guests that we've met or things that we've learned about, kind of like my example with PSI, right? Like there's things that we would not have done had we not. You mentioned, your, was it the Water for Good and some of the stuff that you did there. I can think of a few even recently, like going to PSI, joined the PPEF board, did some work with the regional, all stuff that I would have never done had I not learned about it through just being a host. Like, are there things you all can think of where you were, changed the course of what you did because of the podcast?
Well, definitely PPEF. I don't think I would have been involved in that. And I think being on the podcast made us more, I want to say targets. That's not the right word, but we were like, oh, they like to talk. They're comfortable talking in front of people. We'll just slap them on a stage and let's talk. I think I did the SCOOCon at home in the very beginning. This is opened up doors for me to be a speaker at Women's Leadership Conference, which I was like, it was incredible. And then the PPF, and there's a couple more Promotions East, the committee. I think, Rachel reached out to me because of probably her time on the podcast, or I don't remember, but she saw me and she's like, and it helped that we're friends, but whatever. But yeah, there's just a couple of them. What about you, Jeff?
Yeah, I think several things for sure. Like I personally never would have, been considered for a, what do you call it? A brand ambassador or, an influencer. I'm certainly not an influencer, not big into socials. As you can tell, I've never made Dale Denham's online 18, Meg Erber.
But I used to have to bully him to be on that, like back in the early, whenever he started that. So
Yeah.
now he's
Well,
just
you bullied him enough. It worked. But no, it definitely just some of the more national stuff that I do within my job. I think it certainly helped us get in with a national account that I work with. And some of my volunteer experience with PPAI even. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It's opened a lot of doors and created relationships that may not have been there otherwise. So.
Oh yeah, that would definitely have never happened, right? I mean,
I don't know, maybe. Yeah, there's been a lot of promo crews for sure. That was a great one. There's so many things, there's I mean, I can think of different suppliers that I even used after I met them. And there's, web tools that I implemented and websites, with Tony, right? And some different groups that I've met. There's, people that we've had meetings with outside of. There's all sorts of stuff that it's just hard to place. And a lot of times it's like not immediately after the show, right? It's like a few months later, we're like, there was somebody on there that did greeting cards, or it's like, oh, that was Wall Street Greeting. Like there was someone on there that had this unique thing. Great, there's a new initiative that's going on. There's a group that I can join. There's a Promotions East. I don't think I would have gone to Promotions East if you weren't like telling me all about it, right? So, it's awesome. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Oh man, we outside for
outside.
those that know.
It's cold outside, by the way.
You know.
You see all that?
Yeah, Meg's got like 6 feet of snow outside and sent her little kid outside to go shovel it. How messed up is that?
I told her I'd pay her $10 and she was like, I'll do it. She did a great job too. I can't do it. So
oh, that's right. You've got the torn bicep.
Yeah, I'm still.
That'll magically be better once that snow's gone, I bet.
I can't even lift my arm yet. It's like oh well, I just man, this is really bittersweet, and I really feel like all these things that happened, and I hope they keep happening, and I'm gonna be sad waking up not seeing your guys' faces every Wednesday. That's for sure.
Craziest place you recorded from? We've had some weird ones. That's why I was wondering.
Meg's craziest place was probably in the airport waiting for her daughter while she was getting ready to go.
Let's do that. Everyone tell who someone else's craziest place was, Jeff.
Because yours was definitely a Chick-fil-A, because that didn't I did my car a couple weeks ago in a parking lot of a customer before I went into the meeting, and she was like, so
Jeff, you've been pretty consistent.
I've been fairly consistent. I have had to do the car a couple times. And it's weird because when you do it from the car, especially with the back end stuff, like the camera on my laptop doesn't work. So I had to run my phone and my laptop off of the mobile hotspot from my phone, doing everything on the back end on the laptop, but then actually broadcasting my camera and everything from the phone. That's probably my craziest. Just the car. So
wait, what did I say? Where? Oh, is it when I'm like walking and then all of a sudden it's like the ground, or something like that?
Possibly.
Oh, it's been some interesting times. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Well, what else, guys? Anything else that we want to bring to the table before we, put a nightcap on the Industry Insider for good?
No, I think I'm going to do like a reel. I know I keep saying that, but I'll put it out this week, next week. I know, like some best times. Outside of Starbucks, it was freezing and crazy windy.
That's funny. I was in Greenville and it was like 25 degrees and windy. I started inside the Starbucks, but the music over the speakers were so loud. I decided I'm going to go outside. And then I get a text, but I'm not looking at it because I'm doing the episode. And it's from my coworker. And she's like, you're literally next door to a building that's like a co-working station with like open space you could sit on inside for free with heat. And instead I'm bundled up like outside.
I remember that.
So,
Yeah, I think we should also mention all the people on the back end at PromoCorner that don't necessarily get all the thanks a lot of time. Like Jessica Onions has been awesome and phenomenal at posting things in the comment section, during and post show.
And Brandon,
obviously Joel and Lori Moore, Brandon Petrich with just doing all the stuff on the back end that he was doing when he was there at PromoCorner. So yeah, I'm just very thankful to PromoCorner for everything you guys have done for us. And so we did have a question that just came in, you guys, from John Corrigan, and I don't know
if we even addressed it.
If we even really addressed it. So I don't know. Does anybody want to field that or?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, man.
So honestly, we just feel like it's time, right? We also think PromoCorner could probably get some new, fresher faces in. Like you guys have been seeing our ugly mugs over the last 5 years. It's just getting a little, I don't know. We don't really have like a solid reason. Jump in anytime, guys. I think it's time. I think it is.
Yeah, as Meg mentioned, it's a mutual thing. We love PromoCorner. There's no animosity about any of that, and this is all discussed beforehand. So there's no rumor mill or nothing like that out there. But we feel that it's almost our responsibility to the industry as well to allow new talent, to new space, new perspectives to come in and to share with their fresh point of view as well. You get to hear from us the same way, the same style. And it's probably beneficial for us to kind of change the way we do things a little bit as well, to open up the door for PromoCorner to have that and to continually be, leading the way with the content that they bring. So it's all respect with PromoCorner. We love them. They did amazing for us. So there's nothing like that out there, and we can't thank them enough for all the years. So, but as I think Jeff alluded, we've been together for 5 years. We're great friends outside of this and inside of this. So to say that you'll never see us again is probably wrong. I don't think we can stay apart. So, but again, our focus today was just to say that we, how much we appreciate and the gratitude we have for PromoCorner.
100%.
Well, we'll be at Expo for sure. So you're definitely going to see us again.
The last episode.
I always joke, like when someone leaves the industry or changes, there's the promo obituary. It's like, oh no, like they're leaving. It's like they didn't die; they're just like moving next door, or like joining us.
Yeah.
So we're not dead. We're just doing different things, right? So, but thank you all. So it's been amazing.
So Meg, I see you guys. You're at the lake house, right?
Yes.
So are you doing Thanksgiving at the lake house?
Yes, it's just a couple of us. Kaylee flew in, Addie, VJ, and yeah, we're gonna do a little one. We wanted to bring all the kids up, but they all had to work, so we couldn't.
Are you doing Christmas at the lake house as well?
I don't think so. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough firewood.
So when are you coming? When are you coming home? Because Black Friday is the day to decorate for Christmas. We've gone over this so many times, Meg.
I know. I'll do it when I get home.
All right. What food are you guys excited for tomorrow?
My turkey. My turkey.
Such a dirty
turkey
answer.
dressing.
I'm making an au gratin potato, like a new recipe that I found off of TikTok. Potato. Yeah. So I'm excited about that actually. And I snuck in the cranberry sauce. So no one else eats it but me. What?
Javier, you're a little too soon. I have actually noticed a couple people starting to put up Christmas lights outside, which I can get behind just because it's cold, but they're turning them on already. Like, don't turn them on until Black Friday at least. You know what I mean?
All right, Scrooge.
What's that? Scrooge? No, I'm not Scrooge. Not at all. I live with the Grinch though.
Oh.
And with that,
when we're done.
The commercial.
Oh boy!
Awesome.
All right. Well, if you guys don't have anything else to add, do we sign off one last time?
Peace out.
Yeah, I think we do.
All right. Well, let's talk about Expo one last time. And again, we're all going to be there, and I believe we're doing a podcast with PromoCorner at their booth. At least that's what's being, talked about. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, we'll be there, and we'll be able to do that with PromoCorner. And here's the ad read one more time from PPAI about Expo.
Get ready for excitement, opportunity, and of course, a little promo fun. The PPI Expo is where the industry goes to build connections and discover insights for a successful year in promo. Exhibits open January 16th through 18th, and the PPAI conference will take place January 15th.
All right, normally we would just go straight back into the outro video, but of course, because it's our last episode, Meg texting during the live broadcast. That's wonderful. Listen, just super thankful for every unique audience member, everybody that's chimed in, every guest that we've had. And the show really would not have gone on for 5 years if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you so much and have a blessed Thanksgiving. Take care, guys.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of PromoCorner's Industry Insider. For more great content from industry thought leaders, including podcasts, blogs, and videos, visit PromoCorner.com.